Later, everything was set. Thomas, Donald, and Douglas waited in the shunting yard with Sir Topham Hatt when Stafford arrived. Ah, Stafford! You're here at last. There is a freight train that has to be taken to Vicarstown. Donald and Douglas have other things to do in the yard. You and Thomas can take the freight train together. Well, as a servant engine and a follower of my battery electric shunting engine code, I will do my best, sir. Good. I know I can rely on you and Thomas, Stafford. In between the train that Thomas and Stafford were about to take were Toby and Percy, disguised as freight cars.
Psst, Toby, what exactly is the plan?
The plan is Stafford needs to save Thomas's life, and Thomas is going to be on a runaway freight train.
You can't be serious, can't you, Toby?
I'm serious, Percy. Stafford needs to save Thomas's life by preventing a nasty accident, and we are going to make it happen and work.
Ready to roll, Stafford? Ready to roll, Thomas! The two engines heaved and hauled out of the yard. They were soon out on the open line. Stafford thought things were going well, but he didn't notice that Toby and Percy were in disguise and part of the heavy train. As Thomas and Stafford approached Gordon's Hill, they started climbing. This was the signal for Toby and Percy.
Apply your brakes, Percy!
And Percy did. So did Toby. Thomas and Stafford felt the drag of the heavy freight train. It was hard work to get to the top of the hill with a heavy load. When they came down the other side, Toby and Percy released their brakes to make the heavy train push Thomas and Stafford down the hill. Whoa! Oh no! The freight cars are pushing us, Stafford! We're losing control! Uh-oh! What are we gonna do? The train rattled through Henry's Tunnel, straight towards Vicarstown, where Edward, Arthur, Emily, and Diesel 10 were talking to Mollard, Spencer's brother, who was just visiting from the mainland. And then I sped over the hill, through the countryside, across the finish line, and won the great race.
Amazing!
Wow!
You're incredible, Mallard!
Oh, you're too kind, my friend. Impressive for him. Uh-oh! Thomas! Apply your brakes! I can't! The train is too heavy!
Perfect. Now for the rest of my plan.
Oh dear.
Oh, I have to help Thomas slow the train down! Come on! Is this Toby's plan? This isn't working! Vicarstown Station came nearer and nearer. Hey, what's that? I see something coming. Uh-oh. That's not what I think it is!
Thomas? With a runaway freight train?
And a battery electric shunting engine? Don't worry, Thomas. I got this. Forget it, Stafford. We're done for. We're gonna crash. Would you just forget your battery electric shunting engine code already? No! I have to save you! And the train, too! Stafford braked as hard as he could. the train's speed began to get slower and slower and slower, until Thomas and Stafford were brought to a halt a few yards outside the station. That was too close. I did it! I saved Thomas! And the freight train as well! Thanks, Stafford! Hurrah! Hooray for Stafford! Woohoo!
All right, Stafford! Well done, Stafford!
Pretty impressive. For a battery electric shunting engine.
We did it, Percy. We made it happen.
We did it? Great.
That evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to Titmus Sheds. All the engines, even Stafford, were there. Well done, Stafford. I heard about what happened, and I'm very pleased that not only you helped Thomas, but you also prevented a nasty accident at Vickerstown. You're a really useful engine, and a very brave one, too. He sure was, sir. The bravest of them all.
So brave.
I agree.
Very brave.
Even Gordon was especially impressed.
Pretty heroic, we might say. Wouldn't we, Percy?
Oh, yeah. How about that?
Oh, it was nothing. No, Stafford, it was something. Although, I would have been so frustrated about the battery electric shunting engine code of yours. Oh? What was that about? I know the battery electric shunting engine code is important to you, but to be honest, if something like this comes up in the future, maybe we can go back to my code, say, that's what friends are for, and leave it like that? I won't think of you as anything rude I say about you. It's a promise. Sounds good to me, but on one condition. Let's just try to avoid any situations where one of us actually needs others to save their lives. You got yourself a deal. Indeed. Well, Stafford, now that your day off is over, you will go back to work in the shunting yard, sorting out and arranging cars and coaches. Yes, sir. The next morning, Thomas went to get Annie and Clarabelle. He was surprised to find them at the platform. Annie, Clarabelle, how did you two get there so fast? Oh, Thomas! That sweet engine was so kind! Indeed! Stafford was so polite! Stafford? Here are your coaches, Thomas. It's my way of me saying I'm sorry for all I had been through with you yesterday. Oh, that's all right. I forgive you. And thank you, too. Happy to help. Toby's plan had worked. It was no more talk about Stafford as a servant assisting Thomas.
Shunting trucks and